Heyo, here we are. Right, springtime again. How's everybody doing? Right, we're out here in the garden area, setting up the new garden, this spring. Right, John and Trina want to plant some food, so we're going to. Right, I've been out here for the last couple of weeks or so since it started to warm up. Right, digging around, building it, making dividing areas and stuff, setting the compost pit back up. I'm planting my buckets. Right now I got a couple of them, planted, right? But I seem to be having a problem. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so last year I really didn't show you guys anything about what I do, right? And what I've done. This year could be second season that we grew some, right? But these are the buckets that I used right here, and those two planted over there in the ground. That one needs to be buried a little bit more. But the problem is that this whole area right here, right where I had the buckets planted, it's kind of uneven because I didn't grow anything else in there except some zucchinis that grew, over by the lower part over here, right? So this year I'm going to lower it all down. I'm going to use that bucket right there, right, for the grade. So I'm going to dig that one up. Right now, currently I only have 2 growing in that big bucket, right? But there's like about 6 seeds in the other one, right? And these ones here have yet to be planted because I got some over there growing in the hatching bowl, right? So today I believe is the 27th of April, right, 2023. Right, we also got going right here. I've been working on this area. I dug it all out. So this is going to be John and Trina's garden. Wow. I'm trying to walk around the wind. This is going to be John and Trina's garden right here. It's a pretty good sized square. It's like about 12 feet by about 10 feet. Right, I just dug it out and I've been watering it down. As you can see, we're in the middle of the old pig pen, so the ground here is pretty rich, right? So all I got, I just been conditioning and getting it ready, right, for them because they got their seedlings going right now inside the house, right? We got this here brand new fresh pile of cow, A number 1 cow poop, right? Some processed dirt from last year, right? Some dirt from one of the buckets from the big bucket. Right, from last year, right? So I've been adding into the compost as it's been going around. I've been turning it up. We got a whole nother load because this is going to go on top of that once they plant it. You know what I'm saying? So to give a little bit more body, right? So that all we got to do is water. That's all we're going to use is water. But for right now, I'm going to resurface. I'm going to rework this area right here because it slopes this way from like here onward, right? And it's really not level. And it's not conducive to me, laying down the wood chips and keeping the water in one, in the whole oval instead of just one spot of it, right? So hang on. Oh, and I forgot. We got some chili pepper seeds that I saved, right, from I think over the winter time when I was cooking some, food. And so we got some chili pepper seeds to plant too. And I think I'm going to, plant them along around the edge, right around in there somewhere. Because the zucchinis grew really well in the oval down here last year. So I'm going to try to get some chili peppers going along like right there maybe, so that the plants can grow here, right? And it's to be shared sunlight because the sun comes across the sky from over there. Right, and then it goes down, right, it's like somewhere right in there. And the shadow hits the end of this trench at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, right, and the sun doesn't go down here until right now around 7:15. It's pretty nice, huh? You guys missed me, I know you have. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm looking for a camera position right now because I got a brand new phone. And Teresa told me I better not break this one. Testing. This one's a test for audio. Testing, audio. Alright, the little brown dog jumped over the blue-green moon. Are we in the shot right here? Now we're testing for parameter, looking for shot. Alright, can you see yourself in the screen of the camera? Yes, the camera's about 12, 15 feet away. Alright. Right, you're looking to make sure that you can at least see ground level right here. Yes, this is a lesson prepping if you're paying attention. Right? Anybody else? Yeah, I'm still here. I haven't lost it. Might be a little crazy still, but audio, testing for audio. I need to push this end right here, the round end right here needs to be pushed farther back. Alright? Because I'm thinking I'm going to let them use probably half of this for lettuce and some other stuff, you know what I'm saying, that needs a little bit of space because it needs rows. Right? So what I'm thinking about doing is using this end of the square and putting a bucket, and a bucket. Right? 4 buckets ought to be good if I got at least a minimum of 2 plants in each one, because they'll get about this big. They did last year. So anyway, so what we're going to do is I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. Right, and then I'm going to take my square shovel and I'm going to recut this. I'm going to make it flatter, make it more level with that end down there so it doesn't go like this to the middle. And yes, for those of you that are interested, we do this on a bare minimum budget, right? You know what I'm saying? This is my camera stand. but it's kind of valuable actually. I mean, you can let me zoom in slowly on it, right? This is a piece of gold rock, right? You can see it's got a bunch of crystals on it, right there. Spin it around. The gold in this rock is extremely heavy, right? There's a lot of sparkly stuff. You can see a little bit of gold dust right down in here, right down on the bottom. I don't know. It looks like gold to me. I mean, I've seen enough of it, right? It's pretty cool, right? You can't really get a good shot of it, right? I gotta figure this phone out still, right? But this rock here probably weighs about 10 pounds, 11 pounds. Right, that's my camera stand because it has this absolutely flat side where the crust of the crystal is. So I just lay the camera down right here, and, right? And hope. See, because I'm using the main camera now, prepping. Right? You know what I'm saying? You kind of hope that it stays there and you're in the shot because you can't see it, right? Because you really don't want to use, right, the forward page, you know, the selfie cam, because it's a smaller camera. This one gives you more depth, more, you know, more pixelations, all that kind of stuff. So it's a clearer, better picture. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Sorry about the wind noise. I have no control. We got 2 buckets planted right here, right, and they're doing pretty good, right. And, you know, the grade is the grade, because I'm gonna, you know, these are gonna grow right here. I'm gonna plant 2 more, one right here, and then make a plateau right here. John Trina can have the rest of this to grow vegetables, lettuce, you know, cauliflower. I think there's gonna be a row of cauliflower, a row of broccoli, right, and some Swiss chards, right, some romaine lettuce right up at that end. I think so. Right, so, but we're still working on making it flat, right? But right now I'm going to plant these other 2 buckets right here, so that my end of this circle is, you know, ready. All right, now buckets. Why are you burying the buckets in the ground for, Brian? Buckets are your friend here in this instance, right? And so when you're growing in the ground, when you're growing outside, Now this pertains to any kind of vegetation that you want to grow in a bucket. Tomatoes, onions, potatoes, it doesn't matter, right? You know what I'm saying? You want to get a good size quality, livestock bucket. As you can see, I have several of them, several different sizes. These are planter buckets for bushes, small bushes. These are perfect for chili peppers. You know what I'm saying? Right, I got the chili peppers right over there. Right, but the reason there's advantageous to you in this instance is that you can bury them into the ground up to here, right? And what that gives you is this: if you drill all these holes in them, like I got, you know what I'm saying, and you fill it up to about right here with your material, right, with your fill, your dirt, your medium, whatever you want to call it, right? You know what I'm saying? Then these, right, as this is buried into the ground, the water that you pour in here is going to drain out around inside, and it's going to keep the whole area moisture, right? Gives the roots a better chance to grow, right? Advantage number two is that it isolates, right, the vegetation in this bucket, right? You don't have to worry about roots spreading every which way. At the most, they're going to spread right here into this bucket, and you're going to get a more dense, bigger, right, more solid root ball, right, in this bucket. Right? This one grew in this bucket last year, right? And here it is. Right? Number three, right? You could keep the moisture in the bucket longer than if you just water the ground around it. You see what I'm getting at? And if you put wood chips and stuff on top, right, after the vegetation starts to grow, the wood chips will act as a buffer. You know what I'm saying? And to keep the moisture in the bucket longer, right? You're saying instead of letting it all drain out, at least the wood chips will be moist on the top, and there'll always be some wetness in the bucket no matter what, right? Number four, right, when it comes down to watering, you just fill the bucket up to the top and then go on to the next bucket, and you know that there's this much water that's going to drain down into the rest of this bucket, right? It's going to be watered very well one time a day. Right? Some people do 2 times a day. Some people water and stuff all the time. Me, I water mine first thing in the morning, fill up their buckets, water the ground around them, right? You see, so the more water bleeds in and it keeps the whole place moist. Put the wood chips all over the place. My stuff grows massive, right? Because I use these buckets. Number 5, right? Right? And this one is kind of important. It should probably be higher up, but I just thought about it right now, right? You also keeping the soil that's in the bucket warmer, right, from the thermal effect of the ground, the ground, earth, you know what I'm saying, right, and it elevates the temperature of the medium a little bit more, right, and plants like to thrive in, warm, good soil, right, they do. Watch, during the course of this spring and summer, you watch, this stuff's going to grow like mad, all of it, it doesn't matter what it is, right, and we're going to do it this way. We're going to do, some permaculture stuff and some stuff that I've learned over the years on how to do these kinds of, how to grow food, how to grow weed, you know what I'm saying, how to sustain yourself when you got a piece of dirt, right, and water. All right, on to the bucket burying. Oh, sorry. Okay, here we go. I got all the buckets planted. I got the little area cut out. All right, I got it built up. Right, so the next step is to, spread the wood chips all over the place right here, right? I'm thinking about using that area right there, the berm that I cut, for the chili pepper plants right there, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they'll get a lot of water, and then this half right here is going to be for vegetables, right? But that's how you do it. That's how I do it. That's how I start out right there. Right, I got all my buckets ready, full of good dirt, right? You know what I'm saying, mixed up, got the right, right amount of stuff, right? It seems to be doing okay. This one here, that one popped up on its own in this bucket, right, like 3-4 days ago. This one here I transplanted from a little pot, right, because the pot had the dirt was a little too hot. As you can see, the edges are a little, but it's starting to come back. It's starting to get a lot greener again because it's in a more stable environment now because it's got a little bit, better dirt. It's not quite as hot. This one here is, I planted with seeds. We're waiting to see what's going to happen. These two have yet to be planted. So right now the current ambient air temperature is about 69 degrees. I think it was the Jeep 7 I came from the store. Right, it's clear blue sky. Mr. Sun is doing his thing. Right, this is me, Brian. Right. right? Trying to help you guys, you homesteaders, you beginners, you newbies, you guys new to living out here in the boondocks. Hell, if you live in the city, you got your little patio garden, you could do these buckets, just like I'm doing. And you could go in, I've said this before, you could grow anything in them. You can grow tomatoes, you can grow onions, taters, you can grow broccolis, you can grow cauliflowers, at least 2 or 3 bushes. And if you're, a single person, or maybe you and your partner, you don't need a whole lot of food, but you need fresh, good, solid food, because the grocery stores get more expensive every day. I mean, it's ridiculous. Right? This is the best, most economical, cost-effective, right? Doable thing that you can do, right? If you got a little yard. Hell, you don't need a yard. You could do it down in the corner around the side of the alley, guerrilla gardening, right? This is just me trying to help you guys along. Step 1 is complete. All right. Step 2 is growing away in the germination bowl. Step 3 is coming up. This is me, Brian. Please like and subscribe and share this video. I'm going to come back to life. You guys are going to want to watch what I got to do. Go Ukraine. Thank you.